All right, here is the quadratic formula. This is number 12. We have 4x squared minus 8x equals 1. Remember, in the quadratic formula, we want all the variables, we want it in standard form, so we're going to move the 1 over. And so it's going to be 4x squared minus 8x. And we just change that positive to a negative and switch it over to the other side. Now we're going to list our A, B, C's. All right, so our A is going to be 4. Our B is going to be negative 8, and our C is going to be negative 1. And now we're going to use the quadratic formula. All right, and we're just going to plug them in. So we're going to take our numbers, we're going to plug it in. So we got x equals, B is negative, but we have a negative 8. Plus or minus the square root, b again is a negative 8. This will always be positive when you square it. Remember, if there's a negative or positive, it's always negative. Positive. 4, and then a is 4, and then c is negative 1. All over 2 times 4. All right, so we're just going to clean this up a little bit. This would be 8 plus or minus the square root of 64. And that's going to be positive 16. All over 8. All right, and so we're going to kind of like, you got 8 plus, and that's going to be 80. If you add those up, that's 80. All over 8. All right, so if you notice here, we have 8 plus or minus the square root of 80 over 8. This here, I'm going to switch the paper over, and we're going to rewrite this, and we're going to use this to simplify, because this answer is not simplified, and we need to practice on getting it simplified. So here we're going to switch over. All right, so we got 8 plus or minus the square root of 80 all over 8. And let's just double check it. 8 square root of 80 over plus 80. Okay, so we're good. All right, so what do we need to do? Well, the first thing I need to do is I need to look at this guy here. What factors give me 80? Well, it's 10 times 8. And then that gives me 5 times 2. And this gives me 4 times 2. 5, 2. The factors of 4 are 2 and 2 and 2. Remember, the square root, the index is a 2. Remember that? And so that means it's a pair. So I circle my pairs. So what goes inside the box and what goes outside the box? Well, I have two circles, two groups. So I have a group of 2 and another group of 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. And what's not circled goes inside the box. So now I'm going to rewrite it. So it's 8 plus or minus 4 square root of 5 all over 8. Now, our denominator has an 8, and so really our denominator goes to both of these guys. See the plus and minus sign right here? It's like the 8 goes to one side of the plus and minus, and the 8 goes to the other side. So I'm going to rewrite it so you can see a little better. Here we go. 8 over 8 plus or minus 4 square root of 5 over 8. All right, and now I can simplify this. I can simplify this, and 8 over 8 is 1. That's 1 plus or minus, and then you got the square root of 5 over 2. Alright, now I can put this in my graphing calculator and find out what the decimal is. So we have two answers here. One answer would be 1 plus the square root of 5 over 2, and the other one would be 1 minus the square root of 5 over 2. And these two are my exact answers. Now, if we want decimal form, we could put it in decimal form and get our answer that way as well.